TWM podcast.
Hello, I'm Matty Deller and welcome to the Wrestling World Report, looking at the big wide world of wrestling from Japan to Mexico to somewhere else, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit, and fun and games in between as well as we sit out our wait to return to independent and international wrestling. This is a TWM podcast available on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean and YouTube. If you're us on YouTube, please drop a like, subscribe and turn on notifications if you don't mind. Big shout out to We Love Sport. They help pay the bills here at TWM. Fantastic app helping you find your nearest sports bar. Obviously not likely in the current times, but they're doing loads of fun stuff on their Twitter at We Love Sport UK and at welovesport.co. Check out WrestleCrate. Their crates are still going strong. Use the code TWM Wrestling for up to 3 free items when you sign up for a monthly box subscription at wrestlecrate.co.uk. It's a two-man booth today. It is myself alongside Mr. Kyle James. Hello there, Mr. Kyle James.
Just the two of us. Watching wrestling in these times, it's just the two of us.
You did better than I would. Well done. Those were some bars. Yeah, we got some interesting wrestling to watch. Some good, some from China. But we'll get into that. How are you doing in this withdrawal from non-live wrestling? It's now nearly been a month.
I think it has been a month since the last live show, because I think for both me and you it was a task.
Yeah. Are you just shouting one fall at random people as they go past your house?
No, but what I've realised is by watching these shows and by playing a lot of WWE 2K20, because I'm still in the minority that has played it, every single time Greg Hamilton does the one fall thing or an announcer says one fall, I find myself in my head like constantly yelling it. Not out loud, that would be sad, but internally, which...
It
sounds sadder the more I think of it.
If you yell it out loud, then you'll probably just cry for 10 minutes, so it's better off to keep it internal. We're doing well, we're doing fine. We're just playing computer games with each other pretty much every night at this point. Our state-mandated fun period.
We've learned Discord is good for a lot of other things rather than just recording podcasts.
Yeah. If we could get Discord to sponsor us, we'd tell everyone how great it is, not only for this, but for watching memes, watching streaming services together, and making very inappropriate jokes. But we can't talk about that right now. We've got a lot of wrestling to discuss, and Kyle's got a brand new game, because there's only two of us, so we can't really play Cage Match Conundrum with two of us, because we need a host. But Kyle has thought of a fun new game for us to play, which we'll reveal at the end of the show. But first, we go to Mexico. Major League Wrestling, they are in the Mexicos. And it looks like we're not going to be without MLW for... the foreseeable, because Court Bauer has said they've got enough content in the back pocket to basically last them until next spring. So we're not running out of Fusion anytime soon, so there is no need to panic and no need to worry. But for now, we are in Mexico for the Super Series between MLW and AAA. We open with Manta Warner talking about Holiday and Hammerstone going to a donkey show. More on that later on. And then we go straight into a Tijuana Barrio street fight as Pagano and Mortiz go over Manta Warner and Savio Vega. So Carl, Pagano's in this match, so it'll only reach a certain level of borderline acceptability.
I've got to say now, I kind of zoned out. Like, stuff happened, spots happened, other stuff happened. I was like, yeah, no.
All we need to say is there was a flaming table spot that wasn't the finish.
It was a flaming table spot that looked like the count for it didn't even go
because it nearly set fire to the building.
One of my favourite moments was just genuinely, and we'll probably talk about it when we go a little bit more in depth into it, was the fact that a flaming table spot, for the first time that I've seen, the person who went through the table didn't immediately get put out, so they're trying to sort it out, and it should have been a pinfall. It looked like the perfect opportune moment for a pinfall count.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh shit, we're going to burn Mexico.
It went horribly wrong, but we'll get to how it got horribly wrong very, very quickly. Shoulder blocks, punches, they brought to the outside. We then see a car bumper, chairs, skewers, and Pagano gets skewered in the head. Mortis then twats them with a chair. Pagano does a tope, and then Mortiz does a tope through some flooring. Mortiz just takes some unprotected chair shots like an idiot. At least Mance Warner puts his arm up. Mortiz gets powerbombed on the bumper. Pagano tries to do like the tiger feint kick roll through the ropes and fucks it up. There we go. That's Pagano for you because he can't wrestle. Warner then just kills him with a chair. Yeah, Mance Warner puts Mortiz for a flaming table. Mortiz was on fire, so Mance had to beat it out of him, and the ref was not counting the 3 count because the fire was still going on the table because Mexico.
Genuinely, whoever listens to this, I want you to go and watch that match and then tweet me and Matty and the TWM page as a whole just how long was it before you saw Mortiz again in that match? How long was he actually on fire for?
I think Mance beat him out of it, but then he just immediately rolled outside and then just laid on the floor because he nearly died, I feel like.
But the ref tends to him, so that's another thing that I really want to find out about, because it seems like a lot longer when you think back to it. Because in the moment you're watching, well, Pagano try and save a match, which sounds really ironic because it's fucking Pagano.
Pagano and Warner throw doors at each other. We get a Pagano spear for a near fall, then a Warner spear for a near fall. Hammerstone interferes, kicks Pagano. Mortiz does a splash for a table. Pagano tries to headbutt a chair and fucking misses the chair. It was in front of him and he missed. Vega gets a chair to the dick and then gets hit with a blockbuster for the win. I hate Pagano. I've seen backyarders that can work better than him. I just cannot.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Would you say some of the wrestling that you watched later on in this exact same
Oh
period?
no, the wrestling was fine. It was everything else in the show we watched later on that was wrong. And I'm not talking about Gatoh Move.
We'll get into that.
We then just get a whole bunch of backstage ballyhoo and stuff. King Mo's been suspended for the killer cross attack because he didn't go to Mexico, so therefore they've just kept him off TV. Tom Lawler cuts a promo saying that he and Guarini are going to enter the tag division and he wants all the belts and he wants to take them from his family. We then get Lifestyles of Richard Dynastic, where a very hungover Hammerstone and Holiday wake up after a heavy night at the Donkey Show. You do know what a Tijuana Donkey Show is, right?
I'm sure I've heard stories, but can we just say this promo should have been censored a little bit? It felt like at any point the Brazzers logo could have been in the bottom left.
Oh, because Hammerstone was just walking around in his boxers.
And later stripped Holiday out of his shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a heavy night at the Donkey Show, and they vowed to only go 2 or 3 more times. And I think they implied that MJF got bummed by the donkey. I think. Because they were like, MJF got up on stage.
Or are they just like subtly saying that Mance Warner's an ass because he fucked MJF on the way out?
I don't know. I'm not sure whether they're implying...
Metaphors could be a thing. Now I sound like an English teacher.
No, I reckon... They said MRIs. I reckon they're implying that MJF is out of it MLW because he got bombed by a donkey. They realise they need to wrestle later. Holiday wants to pull out, and then Hammer says, "My father told me to never pull out." And then Holiday doesn't know he's wrestling, but Hammer talks about his match with Laredo Kid. We then see the Injustice attack on Brian Pillman Jr. again. They cut a promo in a cupboard. They warn Court Bauer they are not paying their fine and they have no remorse. They said they might be in Mexico, but they might not, and they'll get their justice. Well, we'll find out where they are in about 5 minutes' time.
Can I just say one quick thing?
Yeah.
And it's not a dig at like MLW as a whole, but when you look at all of their backstage promos that aren't done with Alicia Ratu or in the parking lot kind of area, why do they all look like they're filmed in the cupboard under the stairs where Harry Potter used to live? Like we had it with Mansa a couple of weeks ago as well. It looks like they've just found the tiniest spare room ever.
And they always seem to use like a potato as a phone, rather than getting a really high quality phone. It's just, if you're going to do the selfie thing, you've got to make sure it's a really clear phone.
First Nokia to have a camera. Let's be real.
They're recording it on the Motorola Razr. Like, just it's there. The quality's not there. Just get a really good MLW phone and just use that for all the promos, like WWE do. They have it there. Like, and I don't want to really praise WWE, especially today when they've colluded with Trump again for the 50th time. Get a decent phone. They cost. You are a company, you can afford it. The cameras catch up with David Boy Smith Jr. on the way to a meeting with Court Bauer. He says that Pillman's jaw's wide shut, but we'll be back soon enough. Either they ask him for a title shot, and I got flashbacks to the British Bulldog. Where's my title shot? And throwing a bin at Stephanie McMahon. Smith then said to the camera, so look at him, he's wearing golden shoes, and it isn't about where his heels are at, but where his toes are pointing, and his toes are pointing to talk about some business, which I liked. Alicia 2 interviews Conan, and Injustice appear, so I guess they are in Mexico, so they didn't really have that covert operation for much longer, did they?
Pre-recorded, maybe?
I don't know. A lot of this seemed in random places. The Mexico ones always do. They always seem a bit of a mess, the shows they do in Mexico.
I've noticed that, like, if we go back to, like, when they were in, like, New York or something like that, it flows better. These Mexico tapings feel very disjointed, and it's like they just, like, put in things like they filmed in bulk and they're just picking pieces. Yeah.
They run down Conan, and then Conan says, my Johnson is like my name, it's always in your mouth. What?
Yeah, that line didn't make sense.
It was just weird. Conan makes a AAA 6-man tag title match against Los Jinetes del Aire. I probably got that completely wrong. But that doesn't mean we're going to get Jordan and Koto and Myron against Vikingo, which is fun. Psycho Clown has a response for LA Park and accepts his challenge, and he plans on taking his mask.
I'm just excited to see Psycho Clown.
We then hear from Alicia Atoot talking to Hammerstone. She says about their losing streak. Hammer calls it fake news. All he does is win, and he goes, well, if Laredo Kid's the best luchador on the planet, he poses about the same threat as the best termite on the planet does to me, and says to put some respect on his name. And we go to the main event. Like, the MLW shows are now just bookended by 2 matches rather than anything in between.
I feel like we've missed something out as well for a second. Can we just, like, go back and talk about the fact Hammerstone was on like, for the opener?
He was on comms for the opener, and he did. We got to actually mention that Hammerstone came out and interfered, but he
interfered by bicycle kicking, like, Vance Warner, so that feud between him and Dynasty doesn't seem to be over. But other than that, it just felt like, what was the point of him being on commentary?
Yeah, I think it was just there to have him as a part of the... So we could go, hold on, I need to go somewhere now. I think he said, my medication is ready from the pharmacy. Then he ran off and he attacked Man. So it was just a means to an end, really.
He was on, like, a lot of the parts of the show. Like, this episode of MLW was the Alex and a Hammerstone Power Hour.
Yeah, it was. It was very Hammer heavy. Openweight championship match, Hammerstone over Laredo Kid. Hammerstone overpowered Laredo Kid to open, hitting a huge gorilla press into a Uranagi. Lovely move for a near fall. He then hits the spinal countdown.
New favourite move name ever.
Hammer pulls him up, but then Laredo Kid fires back and it's a big dive. They do some walk and brawl. Hammerstone hits his burning hammer for a near fall. Nightmare Pendulum counted into roll up for a near fall. Laredo hits a 450 for a near fall. Ref bump, Spanish fly, visual pin, way. Kid went to get the ref, but then he gets hit with the German powerbomb NP combo for the win. I said very disjointed, but I will say, like, the first match is a mess, but it's an entertaining mess, and the main event is a pretty good match. Can we get some footage from the Donkey shows, please, MLW?
There's one thing I want to make a comment on about that main event, though, and I'm not sure whether you noticed it.
Which was?
Do you notice how Alexander Hammerstone had the setup for the Nightmare Pendulum and the awkwardness of commentary, saying Nightmare as he's holding them, and then Pendulum when he does the swing?
They're trying to do the whole Destino thing. You know where Kevin Kelly shouts Destino like throughout the whole move and the pin and trying to get it to be a thing? It's like fetch. You're not going to make it happen. Just say Nightmare Pendulum.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
Gatoh Move 2. This show was oddly endearing last week, so we're going to keep it going until wrestling becomes normal again. This one opens. Apparently we have stipulations ahoy. One person wants a submission match and one wants a battle royal, but there's no ropes. It all falls apart. Everyone laughs. Wrestling.
I think my favourite moment of this was one of the Joshis saying to Emi Sakura that they want to have a battle royal, but they'd have to throw the opponent through the window and Riho can't fall onto the concrete.
Oh yeah, it's been a concrete out there.
No, that's going to hurt Riho. No.
Naughty. We then get the opening match, which is Cherry, who became a favourite of mine, over Balianaki, who we know, and Toru Owashi, who's a DDT veteran. I was looking him up.
Please say that you noticed something that I immediately noticed. With Toru Owashi coming out to Sandstorm.
Oh yeah, I got my hopes up thinking it was Martina.
So did I. I was watching that. I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, this is definitely not Martina.
Like, is it Cherry Balianaki against like a team that Martina has called Toru? And then he came out and it was just this Owashi guy. You are no Martina, sir. We get
Does he like to grind on people? We shall find out.
Is it a balance to grind on Toru Owashi? We get some crowd cheers and then a lock up where either Owashi gets cocked out of the match or he's just like basically training the other two. Chops are plenty and the fans are used as ropes. Owashi then plays dad and tries to sort out some issues and they have a chat. Because it's in Japanese, I have no idea what's going on. Cherry, who I looked up and was like, oh, it's one of these another young wrestler. No, this is from December 31st 2018 because they're massively backdated, so we're never going to run out of wrestling to talk about here. And then I looked up Cherry is 43 during this, and he's obviously 45 now. Legitimately looks half her age. Like, it's bizarre. People do, like, Japanese female wrestlers do not age. Japanese male wrestlers just become very hard and rock based, like Yuji Nagata. But
it's one of those weird things where, like, you look at the people like Mei Saruga, who we were like, oh, at this point she's only done it for a year, but she's like really, really young, like, into her career. Cherry started at 30 and is now 45. She's been doing it for 15 years. And you said the other day, like, to me and I think to Mike, that a lot of Joshi wrestlers kind of stop, like, when they get, like, to a certain point, like 5 years in.
They start...
To carry on for that long.
Yeah, because they start at, like, 14 and then usually wrestle. Like, it's like, who retired recently from Stardom? It wasn't Kagetsu, because Kagetsu's been around for a bit. There was another.
I know who you're on about.
There was another one, and she'd been wrestling for she was like 25, but she'd been wrestling for like 9 years. So it's one of those things. It's because they kick each other really, really hard in the head. Whereas Cherry's been.
You're on about. Yeah. It's going to annoy me that I can't remember.
Cherry's been a regular in DDT, where it's more about comedy stuff, so it's probably less kicking each other very hard in the face, to be fair. Cherry runs wild, then Aki runs wild. Cherry goes for a splash, but then mocks Aki's culture, so he yeets her out the window. Roll-ups, and then Owashi holds the pin thinking he's won. He's not. He doesn't understand wrestling. Because if you hold down the pin for someone, and they're still pinning someone, they win. This match was very, very strange, but quite entertaining. Cherry then mocked Aki, and Aki, like a child, pushed her to the ground as the match finished. It was
entertaining, though, and I like that in the beginning of it, because he was teaming with Emi Sakura in the last episode that we watched, we got to see a bit more of Valiant, like, doing his own thing. Like, his entrance, like, he actually channeled a lot more of his Bollywood heritage, like, because he's Indian, he's like an Indian person, like, so it makes, like, a lot. Well, it's nicer to see a lot more of, like, himself in what he's doing rather than just coming out with a group of people like they did last week, because all three came out at once.
We then had Chon Shiru against Masahiro Takanishi go to a time limit draw. And if that last name sounds familiar, this is Chris Brooks' Japanese boyfriend from CDK in DDT. I got confused because I was thinking, no, that's Takashita. No, Takashita is someone who's in DDT. That's not Chris Brooks' tag partner in DDT.
Masa Takanashi.
Yeah.
And you're thinking of Konosuke
Takashita,
aren't you? Who came over for a bit.
He did. We start with a lot of mat graps, and then I looked away and a stool got involved. I don't know how.
They basically, like, just drop kicked each other off the stool. And
then Shiru got bored a new arsehole after being drop kicked off the stool. Shiro tried a 619 through a window, but then got pushed out of it. Takanishi got a near fall. They go for loads of submissions and roll-ups, and they graps until the time limit expired. This was proper wrestling, so it was weird in Gatoh Move to see them having like a proper technical wrestling match. But it was fun.
What confused me was the ending, because, like, obviously I said to you before this, I cage matched it to find out where it was, so I knew it was going to end in a draw. But a part of me still thought that it was going to go on longer, and I was like, oh no, that's time.
Yeah, it was a weird. It had a time limit. Then we had the main event: Emi Sakura, Riho, and Sakiara Obihiro over Mei Sakura, Mitsuharu Kono, and Yuna Mitsumori. Riho has far too many belts, and Obihiro asks for one because she's the only one in their team that doesn't have a championship. Also, Kono, Mizumori, and Saruga are like a very excitable cheerleading squad. And before,
I think I messaged you like before we even started saying I just love Mei Saruga's energy.
Yeah, her energy, or just her perpetual screaming. That's literally what we got. Saruga, before the match even starts, Saruga gets something caught in her hair, so they're just waiting for like 5 minutes while they're trying to get the thing out of her hair, which is very, very weird. We get a very excitable lock-up exchange, and then a window arm drag, and then, oh god, Kyle, the screaming is back. She's screaming again. She's screaming all over the place.
It's kind of endearing. Like, it adds a bit more to her character.
Everyone has a go on the mat, near falls. We get that bridging neck crank from Mizumori, I think. Kono, sorry, from Kono. And Barrio breaks it up. Emi goes to the crossbody. All three of them later. They do that same spot they did last week, where they keep pulling each other in, so they've got someone to protect them. They go to put their knees up. She stops, but then Obihiro stops them and holds them all down. So Sakura goes to the crossbody, but they all duck, and she still misses. That was the best spot I've ever seen. That was amazing. I absolutely adored that. The shouty spirit quads just start doing forward rolls over Emi and then do their pose to all corners of the room. Kono then just keeps throwing Rio into the wall. We get a hot tag to Obihiro. Emi and Mizu go in on the big blows. Young Lion, Boston Crab, and a half crab. Someone gets yeeted into the crowd. Emi then yeets Segura into the wall, hits a Cabradora. We get a roll-up Sahoy. It all breaks down. I said that and wrote down, was it even together to begin with? We get a big splash and a double stomp for the win. This was very, very fun. It was an absolute 6-woman madness fest, but it was still very good.
Would you say in this one as well, it felt a lot more hard hitting? Like, you saw a lot more of the offense to the walls.
This was very more Joshi hitting each other very, very hard.
Mei Saruga took, like, she was literally launched into a wall about 5 times and took a crossbody from someone while she was against it.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was really, really, like, Riho got some very nasty hits into the wall over and over again as well. Kyle, what happened while they were having tea at the end of the show?
Oh yeah, because Matty likes to skip when they have a little sit down and talk. I enjoy watching people have tea. How British can I get? It's basically what they did, because this was the follow-up to the one that we talked about last week, directly the day after. Like, if you remember, if you listened last week, hi, hello, we are revisiting that currently. Like Balianaki said in his speech that there would be like another event the next day. This whole show was the day after, so it was another day of Emi Sakura giving awards to the Gatoh Move roster members, along with, I don't know what happened, like someone in the audience like also won something, and I don't know exactly what, because I was kind of zoning out and I was like, okay, what the hell? But it's all very, very lovely. It's kind of like an evaluation of what they've all done through the year, what they want to improve on. Like,
I know they do they're doing a job evaluation in the front of the whole crowd.
It's a small crowd. It's not that bad. Plus, it feels like friendly and familial.
Yeah, you are. Right.
It's one of those crowds where you can just sit in and like have a chat.
Yeah.
Don't think it would work anywhere else, and I feel like someone somewhere is going to say, well, actually it would work here as well, Mr. Potter.
Can you remember some of the awards that they got?
I'll not off the top of my head, but I know that I sent a couple to you.
Someone got best PR, and then someone got a really mean award. I can't remember what it was. It was like best looking, but not that nice. I can't remember what it was exactly.
I'm looking for it. No, I'm looking for it because I sent like this note to you. Oh no, because it was when Cena, who was the referee, like Emi Sakura said, like, "Oh, there's an award for best merch seller," but like that's Riho. And then they were like, "So we're going to give it to the second place person, who was Cena." And then just looking at that, it was great. Oh no! I've just like looked back at like what I sent to you, and it was like the occasionally beautiful award.
Yeah, that was it.
It sounded so much harsher than it should, especially because they gave it to your new favourite in Cherry.
It was just an unnecessary like backhanded compliment.
I'm hoping it's a translation issue, like from the subs, but the fact that it was dubbed like on screen in the subtitles as occasionally beautiful, I was like, that sounds really harsh, even though it's
that sounds like major shade. Like generally does.
I'm assuming it's due to performance, not actual like looks and
I hope it's like most improved and it's just been badly translated.
TWM podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
Another thing has popped up on Fight recently. It's not only wrestling, it's live wrestling. It's not just America that's openly skirting global rules. OWE have hid themselves somewhere in Cambodia. And are running empty shows there weekly on Fight TV. We're going to tell you if they're worth it. Spoiler alert from the first episode, it's fucking not.
You tapped out.
I did. I'm telling you now, I watched halfway through the show and gave up because I got so fed up by all of it, if I'm brutally honest. The sound on it was awful for the first 10 minutes. You can't stream it through a Chromecast or on your PS4 because it just messes up. The only way you can watch it is literally through your laptop. I don't know how they manage that. And there's several other things going on as well. They announced they've got a ranking system for the wrestlers. We have 2 English-speaking commentators. We have the vice president of OWE and then some guy. I generally think they might have found him from like a YouTube WWE 2K fed, because my word, his commentary was very 15-year-old commentating over my cause of Kenny Omega against the Wolverine.
I've said to you earlier, like, the entire commentary doesn't feel like action-packed commentary. It feels descriptive.
For me, it felt backyard. But they do announce that not only the ranking system based off who wins and losses, it's based off social media followers, like you're playing FIFA The Journey or something.
So if you're not popular, you're basically fucked in OWE.
Yeah. Looking at the flags, you have like an AEW flag, an OWE flag, and apparently a TikTok flag. Or whatever the Chinese version of TikTok is.
I'm assuming it's still TikTok.
I saw Youku. Is it Youku, which is like a streaming service on there?
But they said TikTok on the flag, and I've seen like loads of places like.
It must be TikTok then. It must be TikTok.
It's gotta be, because it's not just an American or a British thing. People around the entire world are doing it.
We get 10 minutes of really bad sound audio, so just skip up until the first match happens, which is Benji over Yang Zhao. Benji's like this European model guy. Benji asked the ref to enter his guard.
I've just got to say, while you say that he asked the ref to enter his guard, the gear is a bit too provocative.
Oh yeah, like he's wearing pink and white gear that's right up his anus. It's
you can see more arse than like talent at this point in time.
Yeah, you can basically see what he had for dinner.
At least it's going to get the follows online.
A lot of grabs. Yeah, he's going to thirst trap. A lot of grabs and heel work to open Benji, slapping Hao and mocking him. Benji uses the turnbuckle distraction, hits him with a low blow, and according to the commentator, if the ref doesn't see it, it's legal. No, it's not, you idiot. Yao hits a Kataru crusher for a near fall, German-Hungarian suplex for a near fall, and then Benji hits the double stomp, which he has brilliantly named Benji jumping. I will give him that. That's a great name for a finisher.
It is a freaking great name for a finisher, but a part of me cringed because in my head I'm like, that's what you would call your finisher on a WWE video game when it allows you to create your own.
Yeah, but I like the name. Benji Jumping's a really cool name. But then the lights go out. They fill, and you can literally watch the VP guy panicking as he's trying to do commentary instead of, focusing on the live stream he's going to be doing. But they openly then discuss OWE UK. Openly discuss that they got done over by some mental promoter.
I'm just going to say, please mention the best bit that I told you.
Oh, well, the fact they go, if you got any tickets...
Yeah,
you can't get your money back for. Instead of going, we're going to try and figure out a way to pay you. Hey, come over to Cambodia. We'll let you into the show. Oh my god.
Yeah, so basically, if you were fucked over by OWE, you
fly to Cambodia.
Go to Cambodia.
And they basically fill for 20 minutes. They don't know what they're talking about. It's really cringe. They get Benji out to cut a promo, which is a really good promo. He cuts a really good 2-minute promo. Then the guy goes, well, we've got to fill, so I'm going to have to just ask you some random shoot interview questions. Where have you wrestled? And the guy clearly seems completely put off by it. It got really cringe. I had to fast, but at this point I'd watched a match and fast forwarded till about half an hour through the show.
You missed the best part of the Benji promo then.
Which was what?
The guy is asking him about 3 questions at once, and Benji just turns to him and says, my English isn't the best, slow down.
Brilliant.
I was like, wow.
We then get a triple threat match, which is Menling Falcon over Renwei and Mardong. Mardong. I don't want to laugh.
Have been funny.
It's people's names. We shouldn't laugh at people's names, but his name was Mardong, so it made me laugh. Triple threat match, but several times during this match, Falcon just lets Mardong pin the other guy. So I guess I guess this was elimination. It's not.
It wasn't.
Falcon and Dong work over Renwei on the outside. Renwei gets some fire, but then Falcon and Dong start breaking each other's pins up. For fuck's sake.
I don't think anyone knew the rules when they were going into this.
This seemed like 3 guys that had never watched Triple Threat match before, which would make sense. Falcon ran wild, hit a fireman's carry bomb for the win. Stop talking about the fucking lights! Every time it's, sorry about the lights, apologies for this. If you don't mention it, no one's going to notice. Genuinely, it was bright enough, you could see stuff.
One of the best parts of the whole thing, and you've not even made note of it, because I think you skipped a lot of it, because you tapped out. There was one wrestler's entrance, and they were like, and the lights are back!
Oh,
it was fucking gone.
Yeah. We then had a match between Bruce Mao and OC Damon. It was an OCD gimmick, but then I officially turned off when they went, he called the epidemic 5 years ago. No, off. Turn it off. Turned it off. This was awful. I'm so disappointed because the hype reel, the sizzle reels for OWE and some of the big shows they've done in China, the show looks amazing.
You didn't even watch the main event, which was decent. I zoned out by this point though. It feels like such a trial run of a show.
I've seen backyard wrestling. I've seen backyard wrestling that was more professional than this. It was so badly done. No one had a clue what they're doing. They're running in some crappy Weatherspoons in Cambodia.
It's one of those things that needed a test run before it made it to air.
They clearly,
should have been taped.
OWE clearly sent the feelers out to fight, to be like, we're in a place where it's not, apparently Cambodia, they haven't got a lot of, they might be one of the few countries that haven't got, because it's a very remote place. Because apparently also, the funny thing they spoke about, they went, yeah, we weren't getting loads of big houses in China, so we moved to Cambodia. Well done, thank you for telling us that your company didn't do as well as you thought it would.
It looked like the Lucha Forever temple, but with, like, no stairs.
But then Carl told me to skip to 123 to see something, so I did.
Yeah, because it's like a 1.5 hour show.
Yeah, they talk about the lights again. Shut up, for the love of God, shut up. OC Damon reappears to cut a promo. It's actually a really good promo. Like, he does his gimmick well. It was just the commentators that were pissing me off, so I had to turn it off. The commentator coughs, and then he gets the crap kicked out of him. So I got joy because that awful commentator got beaten up at the end of the show. So
you just enjoyed, like, fucking karma, apparently.
Yeah, like the awful. Or I would rather they had no commentary, or get someone to do it. Get someone to do it over, like something that wasn't that guy, or tell him to shut up, and tell the other guy who's the VP to stop talking about how badly your company's doing.
We've talked about the fact that, like, Shima and T-Hawk and El Lindemann worked with AEW and was meant to be like a partnership for this whole thing.
Yeah,
why the hell could they not have just taped and possibly got one of the AEW guys to do commentary over it?
Also, full disclosure, I bet this one a lot better if T-Hawk, Lindemann and Shima are in the country, but I still think they're either in Japan or they're in the US, and this is clearly being run by a guy that's the VP, but it's clearly a VP that doesn't really do a lot because Shima runs the show and he's been left on his own, and he's like, get some big lights, we'll go to this abandoned bar in the middle of bumblefuck Cambodia and just get any guys it's just, yeah, it was embarrassing. I'm sorry.
It seems like one of those things where you've got a face and then you've got the person running it behind. Like, if you looked at the whole Dario Cueto thing from Lucha Underground, you had someone on screen to appear. But the thing is, that had already been, like, pre-planned, pre-taped. This was live.
It's just nothing. Like I said, we'll give it, but then again, it depends, because the other few things are on Fight Plus now, behind a paywall. So if we can't watch them, we're not watching them. I'm not going out. I'm not paying for it.
For a couple.
But we'll try again. We'll give it the rule of threes, all that good stuff, so on and so forth. But not an impressive showing for OWE. I'm very disappointed. Try harder.
I'll try and get Matty to watch a full episode.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
Finish things off with a game. Fun games. We can't play normal Cage Conjuring because there's only two of us this week. But Carl's thought of a different game to play. So I'll let Carl tell us the name of his game and how it works. So over to you, Kyle.
Right. For those of you who know me, along with Mike, who is usually here but today is not, we miss you, we love you, come back to us soon. I am one of the token Welsh of the TWM universe. So,
there's loads
what
of
I
you
have
now.
done is come up with a loving game of, whose title's our championship?
Yes.
So, rules of the game. Matty and I have both found a title which has had multiple owners. Instead of guessing, like, promotions for a certain person has won, like we did, like, for the last, how many, so was it weeks? 3?
Yeah, 3, something like that.
Yeah. This time, we've both picked a title belt from a promotion, and we have to guess how, like, exactly who has actually but words are hard.
Words are
So
hard.
basically, again, we've both picked a title. from a promotion, we will tell each other just how many people have won that title, and we have to go through and see how many we can name. We have implemented, well, Matty decided to implement because it's just for two of us, a life system.
Yes.
So you get 3 attacks, and I would say, do you want to alternate? But then I feel like it'd be harder because we'd kind of lose who we've said.
Yeah, it'd be confusion. So we'll just do one each. Your one's got a lot of title reigns, so I do have. I've got 2 up here, so I might let you pick which one. But let me. I'm gonna pull rank. I'm gonna throw first here. So what championship am I looking at? I've got to try and name as many champions as I can. But what title are you giving me?
Yeah. And there are a couple of gimmick names in here, but only one of them is a proper split, in my opinion, between people and characters.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to class the total of title reigns as 50 people.
Right.
And what you have to guess is just who has won the Attack Pro 24/7 Championship.
Oh, okay, right. This is going to be... Because I feel like...
I picked this one because you're, like, current Attack Day Law. You're not old Attack Day Law.
Yeah, but I can remember some. So, Warren.
Yeah.
Warren's won. Shay has won it.
Yeah, I should probably be like making like notes of like how many have said like out of 50. But
Just do it. So that's 2. Mark Davis has won it. Carl Fletcher's won it.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne's won it.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Fun fact: Pete Dunne has the most reigns and the longest.
Tyler Bates won it.
Yep. There would have been a gimmick name for him, but that's the one that I didn't count because nowadays everyone knows him as such.
And he would have. Oh, what was his gimmick name? So we just watched a show of him under his gimmick name.
I'll fill it in for you because I'm going to give it to you anyway. The old Attack Pro gimmick, who looks oddly like Tyler Bate. It might be. It might not be.
I've heard
Arthur
rumours.
Clouser Saxton. Or Clouser Saxon. I don't know. Again, words are hard, kids.
Who else has won that 24/7 title? Ms. Mortis. Has he won the...
Yep.
Ms. Mortis.
Mousy Boy.
Mousy Boy. Nico Angelo.
Current fucking reigning.
Chuck Mambo has won it.
Former current fucking reigning.
Does Cara Noir won it?
Correct.
Cara has won
Fun
it.
fact for you, Matthew, because you weren't at that show because you were somewhere else.
Yeah.
The Mouse actually pinned the Swan for it in a title versus title match.
Oh, yes, he did against...
interfered because 24/7 title because it was Cara and Damo. Go watch that. It's actually quite a riveting watch back when you look at all the Attack Pro stories.
I'm going to go through names. I don't know how many I've got now, so I said... Are you writing them down, or are you trying to remember how many I've said?
I have the notes like up on my iPad, and I am putting down like a little like tally chart kind of thing.
How many have I got so far?
Hang on. Shay, the Mouse, Nico, Mambo, Cara.
Okay. Warren as well.
Warren, Fletcher, Davis.
It's about 9 or 10.
You said Pete.
Yeah, Pete as well.
You've got 9 currently.
9. Eddie Dennis?
That makes 10.
10. I'm going to guess Mark Andrews.
Yep. Did I say that you'd got Tyler Bate? I can't remember.
You did, so I'm up to 12. I'm on 12. Wild Boar?
You cut out for a second, so repeat if you said anything.
Oh, sorry. Wild Boar?
Yep.
Mike Bird?
Yep.
Nixon?
Yep. I think that was actually one of the very last titles she won before she went on to shinier paths.
This is where it's going to get difficult now, because has Damo won it? Has Damo won the belt?
Yep. Unfortunately.
Ryan Smile, I'm going to guess. Because I'm running...
Yep.
Okay, it seems like if I'm naming anyone who's been in Attack, they've won that belt. Santos?
There are some that you've been there for.
Santos?
Which one?
Because you said that, I'm going to say senior.
You're cutting out a little bit for me again.
Sorry, Santos Senior.
Yep.
So Santos Junior hasn't won it. I'm gonna guess that.
Who said that? Who said that?
What's it? Big Papa Sunflower, whatever his name is. Sunflower Boy. Tell me, Kyle, has he won the belt?
It's not listed.
Right, so that's one life gone. Who else have I seen win the Attack 24/7 title? Generally can't think of other people. Any other people that would have been... I'm trying to think of other Welsh shows. Danny Jones?
Yep.
Okay.
Won it 2 times, once under his old ring name of Nathan Daniels as well.
Brendan White, I'm going to say randomly, has probably won it at some point.
Strike 2.
Right, so I've got one more. I'm trying to think of other people that have been in that promotion that would have won.
There are a lot of recent
belt.
ones that you're missing, I'm just going to say.
Oh, Chris Brooks.
Yep.
Lycos.
You're on 20. You're on 20.
Lycos.
21.
Lycos. Lycos. Mushroom.
I'll give you a hint of one because...
No, don't give me hints because that makes it unfairrington.
No, because this would have been the obscure one that I was on about. It was a time before Kid Lycos.
What, Ethan Silver?
Won it as Ethan Silver as well.
Technically that counts as one with Lycos as well.
I know, but I counted it as separate.
It's his handler. Silver's his handler. They're one and the same.
Yeah, but it's the fact that there have been many Lykai in this world.
Lee Hunter.
I'm scrolling. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for it.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boom boom boom.
Yep, he's on there.
Okay.
It's not alphabetized. It's just by who's had the most, which is really annoying me.
Lee Hunter and then Jim Hunter. I'm gonna say.
Yep. If you get one more, wait, can I count? Yeah, if you get one more, then you are halfway there.
Has the crowd won it?
There have been members of the crowd to win it, but not.
Oh, Jim Lee. Jim Lee's won it.
Oh, you're halfway there.
Chris.
Whoa, whose championships by there?
Chris Roberts has won it.
26. Just remember, one and you're done.
Yeah, no. So I'm trying. Ricky Shane Page, has he won it? Ricky Shane Page. Right, I'm out. Okay, 27 is not too bad. It was
20. It was 26, but
26.
You failed on 27. Do you want a full rundown of the list?
No, because it will take forever.
It's actually a pretty quick list because I speed read.
Tell me some obvious ones that I missed. Give me 3 obvious ones that I missed.
Hang on, I will. Well, we mentioned Pete Dunne, both Hunters, Masmortus, Chuck Mambo, Nico Angelo, Tyler Bay. One that I had a feeling you wouldn't get was Sebastian Radclaw and Scat Monkey as separate entities.
I was going to flipping say Radclaw as well, because we've been talking about Radclaw a lot the last few weeks. So,
yep. Boar, Ryan, Warren, Shea, Eddie, Cara, Drew Parker was one you missed.
Oh, okay.
During the EC Drew phase.
Okay, right, fair enough.
Robbie X at a show I'm pretty sure you were at.
Yes, that would have been right as well. Right.
Flash Morgan Webster has won it as well. Joel Allen has won it. Sid Oakley, another thing that you I'm sure you were there for.
Yeah, my mind
Gibson,
went back.
Sam Bailey, Lana Austin.
You're just going for all of them anyway. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm going over like ones you missed. Sean Custom, Travis Banks, Jeff Cornell, who is later Jeff Ramsey and now does lovely photography as Blue Radical. Go follow his photography page. T-Bone, Dick Riley. Joey Ryan's won it because it's a 24/7 belt.
Oh, I was thinking
Fat
Joey
Cat,
Ryan, but wasn't sure.
Fat Cat Lloyd Cat's won it, and Speedball Mike Bailey has won it.
Oh yeah, of course he has. Right, I had 2. I did not expect to get 26, so I'm going to give you one.
I'm proud of you. I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty proud of you.
Right.
Did I say Clint Margera as well?
You probably did. Right.
Well, it's his birthday. I'll mention him.
What I'm going to say.
Happy birthday, Clint Margera.
Happy birthday, Clint. What I am going to say, because I feel like I'm trying to figure out how many reigns, because there's a lot of people here that have had multiple reigns. I feel like you can still get over 27. So I don't have one. I had the Shimmer Championship, but they've only had like 10 different holders. Did not expect to get that many in the thing. So I'm going to go to my plan B, which is the PWG World Heavyweight Championship. So we're going to have to base it on percentages then. So I got 27 out of 50. We'll figure out that percentage as and when, see how many you get.
Yours is easy to work out because it was basically 50 and the total you could get is 100%. So yours is going to be easy to work out because it's like 2% per answer. So you've got 54%. Maths, I studied it.
Yeah, so I got 54% correct. You've got 24 champions, PWG World Heavyweight Champion. Off you go, Kyle.
I hope he's still current fucking reigning. Bandito.
That's 1.
Chuck Taylor.
2.
Walter.
3.
Jeff Cobb.
4.
I don't watch much American wrestling. Who have I said? Cobb, Bandito, Walter, Taylor.
Yeah.
Keith Lee.
5. Shortest reigning PW champion ever.
Which upsets me, but he, again, has gone on to shinier pastures.
He has.
Or more spirited pastures. More limitless pastures.
All those
Got there in
things.
the end.
There are some big names on the board.
I'm not sure whether he's won it as an individual. Penta?
Strike 1.
I had a feeling.
Ooh.
This makes me not want to say Phoenix, man, because
I would say you're thinking a lot more big fries now when you should be thinking of big fries on the independent scene a few
Adam
years
Cole.
back. Yeah, 6.
I'm trying to think back as to like who's won Bowler as well. Oh, Ricochet.
Yes, 7.
Just thinking who's won Bowler, who has like done that.
So you got 7 right with 1 strike.
This is like, I'm not sure how far back this was.
There is one.
Matt Seidal's been a PWG guy, but I'm not sure.
There is one.
So
There is one British boy. I'll give you that.
Zachary, I know that.
Says 8.
I remember that now that I think of it, because he had that match with Marty.
He did.
I'm not sure how old this one is, but it keeps tossing up in my head. AJ Styles.
Yes, 126 days. So that's 9. Doom, doo, 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 doo.
I know that there's like the moments of silence like in between these, but I'm not sure whether that awkward silence is just you can hear me racking my brain. Just
There is a lot.
I have an internal monologue for it. I'm not good at outputting it.
There's a lot of big names that are on here. Names that you would see weekly on television. Season.
Not really. I don't watch wrestling.
9 with
What
2,
is this?
9,
What are we talking about?
9 with 2 strikes. So you got you got 2 strikes, haven't you? So you got 1 strike left.
No, I only said Penta.
Oh yeah, you are right. Sorry, 9 with 2 strikes remaining.
Strikes left. Look at you trying to get a cheaper win.
I'm a heel.
Because we know that I'm probably not going to.
I'm a big bastard heel. No, to be fair, you got 24 and you've named 9. So
I want to say Tommaso Ciampa.
Strike 2.
I had a feeling.
Woohoo! Alright. 9 out of 24 with 1 strike remaining. Again, you're missing. There's a lot of big boy names. Names that are synonymous with independent wrestling of the last 20 years.
Roddy?
Correct. Now you're on 10.
Well, I didn't think I'd even get this far, so...
It's got 10 out of 24.
I need 2 more to, like, get halfway.
Yep.
And I don't think I'm going to, because I'm not that good with American companies as a whole. Apart from that major mainstream one, which we try to avoid talking about on this podcast.
There's a whole bunch of them that are there at the moment that are champions in this promotion. That's why I picked it.
I know that the Bucks were tags, not world.
Talking about world champions here, boy. Boom, boom,
I was going to say, just in that certain company or elsewhere in high market American wrestling?
Both of them.
Kenny?
You said Kenny.
I have not said Kenny.
You did say Kenny.
I don't think I have.
You have said Kenny.
Have I?
I'm fairly certain you did say Kenny. Well, I'll let you have that one. I'll say 11 then. I'll let you say... So...
We'll watch it back.
Yeah.
We'll double check the footage.
Right. Anyway, you got 11.
Yeah. We'll VAR this shit.
Break it down.
Wait, have you just gone like full elevator music plus D-Generation X on me?
Suck it. You got 11 and you got 1 strike left.
This is the problem when I don't know that many American wrestlers. Wait, I'm sure someone came over with the PWG title.
They did.
At a certain point, and I can't remember who.
They did.
I should know this, Ben, shouldn't I?
You should.
Does this mean we've seen them?
Yep.
And that's going to annoy me, because I can't.
Give me a name. I'm gonna have to rush you because otherwise it's just you doing monologues of me singing.
I was gonna say this is like the TWM audiobook, like just filled with like your...
Stop filling Kyle, pick a name.
Oh god, it's the fact that you like said that they've come over here and I know that that's gonna...
Stop filling a pick a name. I know what you're doing.
I said Penta earlier, I'll just say Phoenix.
No, wrong. You got 11 out of 24. So
percentages you've won.
It was kind of the ones you missed. I'll go from.
Annoy me how bad it is.
I'll go from like shortest reign to longest. So you said Keith Lee, Low Key.
Shit, yeah, but I don't read.
Ricochet, Kenny Omega, Bandido, AJ Styles. You got Adam Pearce. I didn't.
What, Scrap Daddy?
Yeah, he was one of the first ones, one of the first champions.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Super Dragon.
Wouldn't have known that.
Bryan Danielson.
Of course he fucking was.
Human Tornado. Chuck Taylor, who she said. Volta was the person you were thinking that came over with the belt.
I said Walter.
Then you were thinking of the same person twice. Davey Richards. Kyle O'Reilly. Claudio Castagnoli, El Generico.
I did not think AOR had it as a like thing.
El Generico, Frankie Kazarian. You said Joey Ryan, I think.
No, I didn't. I wish I had though, because like Joey Ryan's won fucking everything at this point.
Chris Hero, Jeffrey Cobb, Roderick Strong, which you said. The big one that you missed, which seemed like a one I was saying, like he's been on TV. He's on Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where like I knew that I'd think of it, because when you said like Generico and that, I was like, oh yeah, obviously. Yeah,
because PWG's where Kevin Owens got signed, isn't it? They saw him there. What I do love is his title reign. His combined title, 3 title reigns of PWG, add up to a total of 469 days. Nice. Anyway, that was whose belt is that championship, or as it is in its native language, Kyle?
Oh, whose belt's that championship then?
more fun and games next week. If you want to get in touch with us, TWM Wrestle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun and games. Subscribe to us on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Acast, TuneIn, YouTube, TWM.news. We've got loads of content going up, all sorts of wrestling stuff to keep you occupied. We've got podcasts still coming out, and we're doing loads of more fun stuff. In regards, Kyle, social media.
Follow Benji from OWE, because that way he gets a title shot if he's the most popular person at the end.
Can you all block the commentator from OWE, because he's awful? And then follow me.
No, don't put it on block, put it on mute, so that way they don't even know.
I'm a Matty ID. We're at TWM Wrestle. We love you all. Wash your hands, stay safe, watch wrestling. There's amazingly still plenty of it to go around. We're going to go...
Try and watch the good ones, not the bad ones.
Yeah.
We watch the bad ones, so you don't have to.
We're going to go play stupid games on the internet now to pass the time between now and the time we're eventually allowed outside, and we don't know how to talk to each other anymore. Bye!